Good afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist H2F forecast here, guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all enjoying your Tuesday afternoon. If you guys are wondering why I posted a bit later, it's actually my dad's birthday, and I was at his school visiting him because he's on fall break, so that's why I am posting a bit later. So go ahead and say happy birthday to my dad. But yeah, guys, today we're actually not going to be doing a winter or fall those type of forecast videos. We're actually going to be focusing on possibly a historic winter storm in October. We get our first possibly our first named storm here that can bring plenty of snow from the west all the way to the Midwest, getting all the way into the plains. And we're gonna have plenty of snow. This is gonna look like a snowstorm that we see in January. That's how historic it is. It's October, but it looks like a January storm. We're gonna have winter storm warnings, winter storm watches, maybe even blizzard warnings possibly later as we go in the week. This is going to be a major snowstorm. We're going to possibly bring in blizzard conditions. It's going to be a historic snowstorm for sure. There's a historic October snowstorm. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. It really means a lot when you support the channel. Also, be sure to, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get in this blizzard snowstorm video. So here we are looking at the National Weather Service right here. And again, this is a way bigger snowstorm than the previous one we forecasted a week ago. This one's way bigger. Definitely going to bring in a lot more snow. Maybe even all the way to Minnesota. We can have feet of snow. So as you can tell, we have a winter storm warning stretching all the way from areas of Montana to Wyoming. So yeah, it's not just one little area. It's actually very widespread. Again, looks like what you will see somewhere in January when we have those huge plain blizzards out there. So again, we have our winter storm warnings out here all the way into much of or central Wyoming through much of Montana in the pink colors. We also do have windstorm advisories for the areas in the mountains in Idaho and near the West Yellowstone National Park. Those are where we have some flurries going on. And we actually don't have it as big as right now. Right now, we only have some snow in the northern mountains of Montana, but by tomorrow, it becomes a bit more widespread. So these windstorm watches out there they're not getting snow right now, but they will get very heavy snow very soon. Again, we also have those winter storm advisories for the areas in northern North Dakota and northeastern Montana, where we will have a bit less snow with this storm here. And in the dark bluish, we have a winter storm watches all the way from areas of near Bismarck, Pure, South Dakota, and areas of northern Nebraska. So again, that's where we have a lot of winter storm watches. They're actually stretching out there into Minnesota already. So you can tell we have a huge amount of states that can get a lot of snow, including areas in the plains, Midwest, and West. So we have a lot of regions that will definitely get affected by this. And again, we also have windy conditions out here for the West. So that's why we could possibly have blizzard warnings come out sooner or later for the areas possibly in Wyoming or maybe even Nebraska. So now we're going to be looking at the GFS radar right here. So, like I said, in the next 6 hours, we're only seeing the heavy snow in the northern mountains of Montana. Like I said, so that's why we have those windstorm warnings in effect for those areas right now. Again, not going to have any snow out there in the plains or the west really anytime soon. Not like in the next couple of hours. Within the next 18 hours, we have a huge band of snow becoming a bit more widespread. It's going to continue staying in the mountain areas. It's not really going to get out of the mountains until maybe later on Wednesday. So yeah, when I mean out of the mountains, because these are all the Rockies. So here we have Bozeman, Helena, all these areas in north central Idaho. These are all the areas in the mountains. So this is not really anything different. It's just a bit more widespread. But again, we're going to have very, very heavy snow for the areas near Helena and Bozeman. That snow is going to stretch all the way to Oregon. But again, we only have windstorm advisories for Oregon because they won't have too much snow. It's going to leave very soon. By, like I said, later on Wednesday, that's when it starts to get out of the mountains in the areas. We're going to have it way more widespread, getting to North Dakota, getting into the areas of near Salt Lake City to Wyoming, out of West Yellowstone National or the Yellowstone National Park. By later, even Wednesday or on Thursday, this is where we're going to have possibly getting into the areas of much. Again, this is going to have snow all the way from Canada down into maybe even Colorado. Again, maybe possibly the Twin Falls could be getting a lot of snow. Even maybe even Idaho Falls, areas in Cheyenne will get some snow. Bozeman, areas in Bismarck, North Dakota will start to get some flurries by early Thursday. Later Thursday, this is when it gets very, very strong, a lot of snow, very heavy. Like I say, guys, this is not like an October storm. When I'm looking at this, it reminds me of December or January, maybe even March. This is what this reminds me of. If you guys would put this in my eyes without giving me the date, and I would have guessed January. I would not guess October. This is crazy. We're gonna have possibly blizzard conditions from North Dakota to all the way into Nebraska, all the way from Denver. We can get some snow from Colorado all the way up into the Fargo area. Maybe have a dangerous area for Nebraska. Maybe some ice, maybe some sleet or ice, which will be very dangerous for especially October. They just came from a heat wave, and now we're going to see some ice, which they're not ready for yet. By Friday, it will start to calm down just a little bit, but the ice threat will get a lot worse moving into the areas of Canada. Again, we're going to have a lot of snow left for many areas in the Dakotas into the areas in Nebraska. So the Dakotas and Nebraska will really get a lot of snow. It will continue to bring in, possibly Saturday will be the worst day for North Dakota, seeing extremely heavy rain. This, without a doubt, is blizzard conditions. As you can tell, it's rotating around, so that means we do have some wind. And that actually brings in some snow, possibly maybe even some for Green Bay, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Might get some flurries in there. And possibly the snow will move south just a little bit on Saturday. That could bring just a little bit of snow for for St. Paul and Minneapolis. Now we're going to be looking at the European radar. It's basically agreeing with the same thing. Within the next 18 hours, it will become just a little bit more widespread, but continuing to stay in the mountains in Bozeman, Helena, all the way into Oregon, stretching from Canada. Again, by Thursday, that's where it gets really, really dangerous when we start to have that sleet and ice threat for areas that are on the border of rain and snow. We're going to have the heaviest snow out here for Nebraska all the way to North Dakota in that very, very dark blue. That's where we could definitely see some blizzard conditions for sure if these winds pick up. But my biggest threat is possibly for northern North Dakota. I think that's where we'll have the most amount of snow, maybe even 3 feet at most. Gonna have a lot of rain and also some snow coming in these areas. That snow will actually continue to stay for areas of Cheyenne, Wyoming, maybe even central Colorado. By Friday, it continues to move north into areas of Minnesota. And by Saturday and Sunday, it starts to die down a little bit, bringing maybe some sleet out there for Green Bay and just some more rain showers that are going to continue to stay after this. And now we look at the GFS radar, snowfall. You can tell we're going to have a whole lot of snow out here for the areas of northern North Dakota. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of snow, possibly more than 30 inches right here. It's possibly going to have maybe 36 inches. Because look at the colors. Maybe even 48 inches in that little dot right there. So here we are. The little white spot is way more than 30 inches. If you look at the colors, here's 30 inches right here. And then we're seeing a white like this. So we can have possibly up to 2 feet of snow, maybe. So now we're also going to be seeing, how much snow we can see. It's a very, very, very widespread amount of snow. All the way from Montana, moving down to Colorado, all the way up. So this is a lot of snow to see in October, especially from one storm. I think by tomorrow this could be named, and maybe even later today can be named. That's yet to happen. But again, we're gonna have a lot of snow to continue to bring in. Let's actually move in just a little bit back so we can actually see how much snow we're going to see. So within the next 24 hours, we're going to start to see up to 6 to 8 inches out here into Montana, near Helena, into many areas of Bozeman, start to get some snow. As we continue on, though, by Thursday, we start to see some snow continuing to come into North Dakota and South Dakota, and even Nebraska. Let's go all the way until the storm ends. So when the storm ends, it's actually maybe even bringing in some less than an inch for Denver. If you're west of Denver right here, you can get possibly up to 6 inches of snow. But again, we're also going to have snow all the way near Kansas and close to Oklahoma. So it's kind of crazy. For northern Nebraska, is definitely getting a lot of snow, and ranging from 9 to 11 inches. Guys, this is a crazy snowstorm. The more we're moving up, the more the snow is going to the more accumulation, because as we move in on Friday and Saturday, we have extremely heavy snow for North Dakota near the Fargo, North Dakota area. That's where we'll definitely be seeing basically around the most amount of snow. For areas in Minneapolis, we can see around 1 to 2 inches of snow. Not gonna have that much like we see in major snowstorms like this. It's just gonna go away because again it's gonna get just a bit too warm for it to be like that, because again this is still October. Again, we're gonna see most of South Dakota or all South Dakota will have snow, the whole state, but that northeastern part of South Dakota will be seeing a whole lot more snow. Again, we're gonna see possibly around 2 feet of snow. It's gonna be crazy with these areas in North Dakota having 2 feet in October. This is what I'm saying. We're gonna have definitely a crazy winter to see again. This is just an early start of fall, and look what we're seeing: historic snowfall. Now, if you look at the Northwest here in the European, and we're actually possibly seeing around 14 inches at most near Bozeman, and Bozeman could be getting a lot of snow. The European is actually favoring a little bit less snow for the areas of the Yellowstone National Park. Most of that Yellowstone's right here, so they're going to be getting up to maybe 6 to 8 inches, but then the southern part is getting just under 6 to maybe 3 inches, which is showing it just a bit less. They are agreeing of how much they're going to get for Idaho Falls and Twin Falls, but we are going to have a lot less snow in the European. And for Helena in the GFS, it showed actually maybe around 8 inches, but now it shows maybe around 5. But again, we're definitely having the most amount of snow out here for the north central or the central part of Montana. So now we look at that. We're going to be looking at the Dakotas and the areas of the northern plains. That's what we're going to be looking at here, because we again just looked at the European or the GFS, sorry. But so here it is, maximum 40 inches. So again, it's going to be right here in the border of North Dakota and Canada. Again, the European is showing a bit less snow here too. So I think European is showing just a little less snow than what the GFS is showing here. But again, we're also going to be seeing many areas of North and South Dakota getting a lot less snow than the GFS shows. Like, for example, near the Six Falls area, it's possibly showing no snow at all. But in the GFS, it actually shows a couple inches of snow. But again, the northwestern part of Nebraska, we'll be definitely seeing maybe around 7 to 9 inches there. And then look, we had this huge band of snow, where it just intensifies. We're going to have it as it moves. I think Thursday and Friday will be one of the worst days for the areas of the Dakotas, and then I think Saturday will be the worst day for areas of the northwestern or northeastern tip of North Dakota. Again, we're seeing possibly up to a foot of snow for areas out there in northern or north central Nebraska. And look, we're going to be seeing, South Dakota. This is going to be the bullseye for the most amount of snow. It's just a crazy amount of snow. I can't believe we're already seeing this. But again, we're going to get up to maybe 29 to 30 inches. It's going to be crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, especially if you guys want to see more of these videos on this possibly historic snowstorm for October. See you guys in the next video.